Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In sequel to my earlier lectures on different topics of law for the preparation of forthcoming examination of civil judge cum judicial magistrate, which would inshallah commence on from November 2020, 17th of November 2020, as announced by the Honorable Lahore High Court. Today's topic is pertaining to Civil Procedure Code, which is in original text said to be Code of Civil Procedure 1908, which with certain amendment time to time has been in vogue. Through this talk, I am just giving an introductory session because it's very significant and important procedure law which provides complete mechanism for the trial of civil suits. And since the appeals and revisions are also offshoot and continuation of the civil suits, so it deals with all the ancillary matters, supplemental proceedings, interim orders, so forth, so on. Firstly, let me refer here, there was a select committee during the British rule in 1908 and was formed for introducing this act by amending the previous procedure law available in this respect. Mr. Al was the chairman of that very committee. It was enacted on 21st of March 1908, but was promulgated with effect from 1st of January 1909. It is incumbent upon all the aspirants, students of LLB and all the candidates who have made up their mind to appear for any competitive examination by opting the subjects of law. So this is contained in Civil Law 2 of this very examination, competitive examination. Since the Code of Civil Procedure 1908 is comprised of two portions, one is pertaining to sections and there are as many as 158 sections, as well as there are 51 orders. Those orders further contain many rules, basic philosophy which is very much important to understand while going through this whole code precisely, as since sections are always, if any amendment is needed, any omission, insertion, addition in the original text which is part of the sections, as we have stated, those are 158 in numbers, that change can be brought through legislative process, through the moving of the bill in the assembly and then with the majority party, that change can be made, or as contemplated under the Constitution of Islamic Republic of Pakistan under Article 128, governor is imparted to the extent of rule, to the extent of any amendment in the main section. While as far as rules are concerned, those can be changed by the rules committee of the respective high court. As far as this Lahore High Court is concerned, so there is a rule committee headed by the Honorable Judge of the very High Court. So far, since its promulgation and after emergence of Pakistan, lot many rules have already been made, and when those are got published in the official gazette, then those are deemed to be implemented in letter and spirit after on the recommendation of that rules committee. So, since it is applicable in real time in whole the Pakistan, extends to, it was adopted because it was promulgated much earlier, but when Pakistan came into being, this has been enforced in this country. Likewise, it's the nomenclature, as we have said, it may be cited in the Code of Civil Procedure. While it come into force from the 1st of January 1909, and it, as I have said, it extends to whole the Pakistan. Now we come to the definition. So there is a trick, or I would say a tip for the aspirants, because they almost in every act, section 2 matters a lot. It contains the definition, and definitional provision is referred to in section 2 of every act, because there is a frequent usages of that definition clause in subsequent sections and rule or orders and rules. As I have said, there are two parts. So in section 2 regarding Code of Civil Procedure, there are almost 20 definitions, but to understand and comprehend those, it would be more appropriate, according to my understanding and the knowledge which I have gathered through analysis and through different sources and mediums of understanding this. If you, there is no need of memorizing and cramming it. If you will focus your attention with full devotion to first grasp those definitions, then very easy way, look at those whole 20 definitions. There are, what is the alphabetic order of those? Almost there are 10 or 11 alphabets which have been used. So when those would be in your mind would immediately click to that which definition starts from which letter of the alphabets. For instance, the first is code, because in definition subsection 1 of the section 2 of the regarding definition, the code indicates, connotes Code of Civil Procedure of 1900. It relates to that. Even otherwise, just for a ready reference, in all the statutes, almost all the laws, the definition, the clause under section 2 is always referring the definitions. Those are further used in those enactments. When I say alphabetic order, so after C, D. So there are 3 definitions have been given in the Code of Civil Procedure which starts and commences from word D, letter D. There is a decree, formal expression of the court regarding the decision after taking the evidence. The matter has been decided by the court, the decree has been passed, therefore decree is prepared along with the main judgment, and decree holder, the person in whose favor that judgment has been rendered, is also said to be the decree holder. So likewise the district as indicated, that is a geographical division, and as declared by the provincial government, that particular district, like district Multan, district Bahalpur, district Sahiwal, likewise. So it means, so it would be more beneficial for you, instead of what type of from which alphabetic, that, and your mind would click to that. And likewise there are two words, but starting from one alphabet, F for foreign court and foreign judgment. Likewise government pleader, G is being used. As far as judge is concerned, so there are three different definitions have been given with different serial number: judge, judgment debtor, judgment and judgment debtor. So judgment is also the formal expression of the court in deciding the main list. Judgment debtor is the person against whom that judgment has been passed, who has lost the case, who has been defeated. Either he may be a plaintiff, if he loses his case, he would be termed to be the judgment debtor. If the defendant has succeeded in proving its case with more strong, reliable, cogent and strong evidence, then he would be termed to be the decree holder, as the case may be, vice versa. Similarly, for L, legal representative, M for, there are two, mean profit, and if some property remains in the illegal possession of one party and ultimately he loses the case, so a separate suit can also be filed for recovery of mean profits. I mean, whatever benefits he has incurred by way of that illegal possession, which has ultimately been proved through the verdict of the court, through the judgment of the court. Order, formal expression, there are, there is a list of order as contained under section 104 and order 43, because there are some miscellaneous orders on miscellaneous application during the proceedings of the main suit are rendered by the court, that too is the formal expression of the court. Likewise, for P, there are three pleader, person who pleads the case, who is the advocate of the party, he is the pleader, prescribed under the rules. What rules? The rules which are, almost 51. Under order 51, there are different rules. So the rules which have been prescribed under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908. So there are likewise public officer, it is in the same manner as a definition clause under section 21 of the subsection 21 of the section 2 of the Pakistan Penal Code. So there is a list of different persons who are termed to be the public servant. In the similar manner, on the same analogy, in Code of Civil Procedure, a public officer has been referred. Rules as contained in first schedule and framed under, I have said, under section 122 of the Code of Civil Procedure in the main section. So likewise, share in corporation, signed include stamp and even thumb impression of the party, which are, if thumb impression is affixed, it would be termed to be signed. Thumb mark, even stamp. So this is the definition. So if you will understand so when we further proceed with my lecture, because it is said that If there's a lengthy lecture of 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or 50 minutes, people don't take interest. But I believe it is certainly a dry subject. It is not something, if we are singing a melodious song or any sad song as people desire, or it is not a kind of TikTok or anything which is more entertaining and for the amusement of the people. This is for, my lectures are for the learners. But if they would be keen to learn, if they would be interested for their capacity building, if they would be inclined to, by the grace of God and with their sheer labor, honestly, well, nothing is, difficult. God has blessed us with this brain and mind and power of thinking, power of analyzing things to understand anything. The world, developed world has gone much beyond us. So we lag behind. So just to my purpose and objective of starting this series, as I remained associated with the marking process, not only in 2017, the table marking which is arranged by the Honorable Lahore High Court in the library room of the High Court, but this time also on March 2020. What is a matter of concern, I don't have any reluctance and hesitation to share with the aspirants, with the young boys, young girls. They are like our sons and daughters. They, particularly those who belong to very humble background and they want to excel in their career. They want to, no profession, none of the profession can be termed unhealthy. We can say gives an unpleasant message. But if you want to serve the nation with dignity, with honor, with sincerity, this is my also objective. So because I have got a very prestigious position as a district and session judge, and I was promoted in 2014. I referred this just for the, so this is it is just a kind of, you can consider it an appetizer. So through this introductory lecture, I have given you just for the sake of repetition, just an introduction of this very significant code, because it's important. Normally when we were just entered in this profession back in 1993, and even while doing our LLB, it was commonly said by seniors and even jurists that the practice in civil side is more difficult and cumbersome as compared to criminal law. But I feel if you take interest in understanding and reading the Code of Civil Procedure and listening my lectures, hopefully you'll see and you'll understand how to digest. So there are some techniques even in whenever you will go through any enactment which is not only part of your this course outline of this forthcoming examination of civil judges, judicial magistrate, as well as for additional district and session judges, because now probably that exam has also been deferred because of COVID-19. I am taking benefit of this situation of pandemic, because pace of court work is not in its usual position. Under trial prisons are not being produced in the courts because of this SOP. So, by taking, benefit of this word, standard operating procedures, let us understand the Code of Civil Procedure is also a kind of standard operating procedure with respect to trial of civil suits and incidental and ancillary proceeding, which being a civil judge you will come across. And I wish all of you best of luck, but condition precedent is you must take keen interest in studying the law for appearance in the examination. Thank you very much.